Hello everyone, my name is Suman Dua and I'm a registered migration agent at Nationwide Migration and Education. We make videos every week in regards to Australian migration, and if this is the topic you are interested in, you may wish to subscribe to our channel. In this video today, we will be talking about the Provisional Skills Assessment, which is part of the Job Ready program for international students who study a trade course in Australia. The Provisional Skills Assessment is for recent international graduates who are planning to apply for a temporary graduate visa subclass 485. It is also a prerequisite for the Job Ready program. TRA does the assessment. Trades Recognition Australia is a skills assessing authority within the Australian government. Within the Australian Government Department of Employment and Workforce Relations for nominated occupations under Migration Regulations 1994. Now, to be eligible, applicants must have completed a registered training organisation qualification. The study must have been in Australia, and the RTO, which is the Registered Training Organisation, must be registered under the Commonwealth Register of Institutions and Courses for Overseas Students, also known as CRICOS, to deliver the training. PSA applicants must nominate an occupation for which TRA is the relevant assessing authority. The Department of Home Affairs provides information on occupations and the relevant skills assessing authority on their website. The objective of the PSA is to ensure an applicant has an Australian qualification at the required level that is closely relevant to their nominated occupation and meets the prerequisite requirements to participate in the Job Ready program, also known as JRP. To apply for the PSA, you must register through the TRA online portal via the TRA website. You will be asked to create a username and password. You will need to upload your documents and make the payment to submit your application. To be eligible for the PSA, you must nominate an occupation on the skilled occupation list, and TRA is the relevant skills assessing authority. Have completed a qualification relevant to your nominated occupation. Your qualification must be awarded by a CRICOS registered RTO and was completed through study in Australia. Now let's look at some of the frequently asked questions regarding recent changes with PSA. So the first one I have is, what are the main changes to the PSA from 1st July 2023? All changes come into effect on 1st July 2023. The most significant changes are clarifying requirements for decision-ready applications and qualifications containing credit transfers, removing reference to a student visa from the eligibility requirements. Being an international student graduate remains a key requirement. Removal of the requirement for applicants to submit evidence of 360 hours employment, exposure, or vocational placement. Introduction of an expiry limitation for a PSA as a prerequisite for the JRP, which is 3 years from the date of PSA issued. The next one is, I have applied for the Job Ready program registration and eligibility. Step, do I need to reapply for the PSA? The answer is no. Your JRPRE application will continue to be assessed, and on completion, you will receive a PSA assessment outcome. Your JRPRE outcome will also meet the requirements of a PSA outcome as a prerequisite for your JRE application. The third question I have is, I have a JRPRE outcome email and I require a PSA outcome letter to apply for a temporary graduate visa subclass 485. So the answer is, if you received a JRPRE outcome between 1st July 2022 and 30th June 2023 and need a PSA outcome to apply to the Department of Home Affairs for a temporary graduate visa subclass 485, you must meet the following criteria before TRA will consider your request. You must have a successful JRPRE outcome, not be participating in the Job Ready program, and provide confirmation of your temporary graduate visa application, including lodgement date or your request checklist from the Department of Home Affairs indicating a skills assessment is required. Now please upload all evidence via the TRA online portal. Once you have uploaded your evidence, please email psainquiries@dewr.gov.au to request consideration for a PSA outcome. Please include your full name and TRA reference number in your email. So the next frequently asked question is, I have a successful JRPRE outcome email. Do I need to apply now for a PSA? If you have a successful JRPRE outcome email, you are not required to submit a new PSA application. If you have applied for PSA while holding a successful JRPRA outcome email, please contact PSA inquiries at dewr.gov.au and provide your new TRA reference number. TRA will contact you to provide further advice for your circumstances. The next question I have is, I have a successful JRPRA outcome email. Can I also get a PSA outcome letter? PSA outcome letters will only be issued to applicants with a successful JRPRA outcome email in specific situations. To be eligible for a PSA outcome, you must have a successful JRPRA outcome, not be participating in the Job Ready program, and provide confirmation of your temporary graduate visa application, including lodgement date or your request checklist from the Department of Home Affairs indicating a skills assessment is required. So the next question I have is, what do I do if I want a skills assessment for a 485 visa? You can apply for a PSA, and if successful, the outcome letter can be used to apply to the Home Affairs for a temporary graduate visa subclass 485. Please read the Provisional Skills Assessment Applicant Guidelines on the TRA website for more information about the PSA. Please ensure that TRA is the correct assessing authority for your nominated occupation. So the next frequently asked question I have is, can I participate in the PSA before I complete my studies? So the answer is no. Your application will be deemed ineligible and assessed as unsuccessful if your course completion date is after your PSA application date. TRA will not refund fees where an applicant does not meet program eligibility requirements. So the next question I have is, what evidence do I need to provide with my PSA application? PSA applicants must provide evidence of identity, which is like passport, and qualifications like certificate, completion letter, and transcripts. All documents supplied must be full color scan of the original document. Please refer to the section 2.2 of the Provisional Skills Assessment Applicant Guidelines for full details. Please note that all applications must be complete and decision ready on the date of your submission, or the application may be unsuccessful. The next one I have is, my qualification is based on or contains credit transfers. Is this acceptable? TRA may request additional evidence if your qualification cannot be verified, was completed under a different passport, or included units awarded through credit transfer. TRA does not accept a qualification where units of study were awarded on the basis of credit transfer and that credit transfer was based on RPL. Where necessary, TRA will follow up with you, or you may consider uploading additional evidence with your PSA application, such as transcripts for any prior study that may have been used for credit transfer, a copy of your USI report containing evidence of all your Australian study that may have been used for credit transfer. The next question I have is, how long is my successful PSA outcome valid for? Your PSA or JRPRA outcome is valid for 3 years from date of issue. If your PSA has expired and you would like to apply for the JRP, you will need to submit a new PSA application. TRA adds 3 years of currency to the PSA outcome for two purposes. Firstly, it ensures the validity and currency of your qualifications and skills, putting you in the best position to achieve a successful JRFA outcome. Secondly, it aligns with the requirements in the migration instruments, which mandate a 3-year validity for the skills assessment outcome. The next question I have is, my PSA outcome was successful or has expired. What do I do now? If your PSA outcome has been assessed as unsuccessful, you can either request a review or reapply. If your PSA outcome has expired, as it is more than 3 years from the date of issue, you will need to reapply for the PSA. So these were some of the updates regarding the Provisional Skills Assessment. If you have any questions regarding Provisional Skills Assessment or your Job Ready program, please book through the link in the description below. If you have any questions in regards to Australian migration, please get in touch with us. You can visit our website nationwidemigration.com.au and book a consultation online. If you would like to stay updated about Australian migration, please subscribe to our channel.